All right, so last night was day 2 of my 7-minute workout challenge. I put a couple things on Facebook if you wanted to get that app and follow along with me. It's really, really a great program. I've enjoyed it. And the structure of it really leads me into the next tip that I want to give you on habits today. So yesterday we talked about crossing the finish line before we start the race. And what we meant by that was visualize success, visualize the end before you get started. That way every step is intentional in the race. Now, I had a couple people chime in on my status on Facebook where I shared that quote, and they had a few things to say, some funny. One person in particular, a good friend of mine named Jared Abshire. Me and him like to go back and forth on some of these things and discuss some of the deeper details of some of the things that we say and we take for granted. And he pointed out that you can't finish the race unless you start the race. And I absolutely agree with him. And I'm going to kind of piggyback off of that conversation and share with you another insight today about how to start the race and how to be consistent. Now, one reason why I chose to do 7 minutes a day is because 45 minutes a day, which probably is my long-term goal where I'd like to get working out at least 45 minutes a day, is just, for me right now, unattainable. I don't have the time for it, don't have the motivation, and I've tried multiple times to start working out for 45 minutes of it. I've tried multiple times to start working out for 45 minutes in a day, and truth be told, I've done it for a couple days and then I just stop because it's too much investment at one time. And so that would be like starting the race and just sprinting toward the finish line. You just can't do that. You're going to burn yourself out. If you have willpower that's just going to push you to that limit, awesome. More power to you. Probably isn't going to help you a whole. More power to you. But most people struggle with that. And so I'm going to give you a tip today that I really think will help. It certainly has helped me, and that's why I'm approaching this the way that I am. Okay, the new term that we're going to learn today are called micro habits. They are little things that we put into our day somewhere between 2 minutes to 10 minutes that we can just slip into our day and do very quickly without much thought. In a lot of ways, the shorter amount of time, the better, because you're probably going to be able to build off of that better. Now, if you can choose to form some micro habits, and I'll talk about exactly what that means in a second. Form some micro habits in your life that you're going to say, I am going to do these consistently every single day, even if it's just for 2 minutes. That is going to set a foundation for a greater level of results than you've ever seen before. So I want you to memorize this statement. Micro habits equal macro results. Micro habits equal macro results. That means if you can put little things into your day that don't take up much time, they don't take much willpower, they don't take much motivation into your day consistently, they become ingrained, they become truly habitual, true habits, then you're going to see results in your life like you've never seen before, because these things become ingrained and you build off of those. And once they become normal and consistent, you're going to do more and more and more. For me, my micro habit is to do 7 minutes of exercise, 7 minutes of exercise every single day. Now, for me, that is exactly where I need to start. It's a good place for me to build off of. It's not too much time investment, doesn't take a lot of motivation, doesn't take a lot of willpower. Now, the key is getting the most out of that time. That's why I say sometimes the shorter amount of time, the better. If it's 2 minutes, you're probably going to do it. If it's 10 minutes, there's a chance you won't. For me, 7-minute workout's already been set up at 7 minutes, so I can't change that. I also don't feel like working out for much less for me at this point would be very beneficial. I'm at that point, and I want to get to the next. So, you need to find a micro habit. This needs to go along with your goal. My goal is to get into better shape, to kind of tone down on the weight that I've gained, and at least kind of temper that off so that I'm not gaining more weight as I get older. So for me, doing 7 minutes is awesome. For you, it's going to be different. You've got to figure out what your habit is. If you haven't figured out your habit yet as you're going along with me, please figure that out quickly so that you can follow along and you don't get behind. Find a micro habit, something you can do in your day. If you want to write a book, write a page a day. If you can't do a page a day, if that takes longer than your allotted time, write a sentence a day. The key is to do something. And then the second key is to get the most out of your time. For me, I'm pushing through every exercise that the 7-minute workout offers. Yesterday, I did 10 push-ups. For me, that's a lot. I've never done much more than 10 push-ups. Today, whenever I do my push-ups, I'm shooting for 11. Then I'm shooting for 12, and I'm going to increase and increase and increase to the point that I can do this 7-minute workout with ease. That is my goal by the end of the 30 days. Then I'll go on to the next thing. But for me, my micro habit, 7 minutes of exercise per day. My macro result is that I'm in better shape. I feel better about myself. I'm able to exercise for longer periods of time, do more rigorous exercise, and get more out of the time that I've allotted. So remember, micro habits equal macro results.